As I lay on my dinner roll on the cold ground of my basement apartment, my consciousness drifted back into my childhood bedroom where I spent some time with my younger self again. Just as I was ready to get up, my cat Figgy came over, purring like a motor. She stepped onto my chest. She does this from time to time when I decide I'm done meditating. I choose to believe that God sent her to be my physical in house shaman who gently reminds me to go deeper. I realized how deeply regulating this was to my nervous system. Figgy's purrs, of course, assisting in this on a vibrational level. She settled onto my root chakra, and without thinking, I began to focus my inner child healing to be safety and security themed. All of a sudden, I sprung up and opened my eyes as an aha moment finally surfaced. God just pinged it right into my head. The personal brand I've been building and the podcast I was about to begin recording episodes for, The Responsible Parent, needed to niche down into nervous system regulation for overwhelmed families. As Matthew McConaughey would say, greenlight. Whoa, yes, it all finally made sense. I've had such a struggle to try to piece together my themes, but they all impact the nervous system. My herb talk last night, the woman who was supposed to help me find a job after I got laid off, but instead we talked about her speciality in nervous system regulation, my kid's yoga teacher training, my post on Instagram this morning, my interest in CBD and nutritional conversations, my absolute passion for teaching people about how plastic is an endocrine disruptor. The one book I really only care to talk about, the insane amount of stress I've dealt with most of my life, how being present with and even one with nature has played such an important role in my life. How I'm the only person I really know who loves snow, not because I love snowmobiling or necessarily other activities. I do love those, but mostly because of its ability to dampen sound and its white blanket quiets visual noise, making a quieter world for me to feel safe in. All of it drawing lines to make the most beautiful picture of what I've been doing and now what I'm about to do. Educate families on regulating their nervous systems to live a full, healthy, joyful life. Heck yes. Welcome to the Responsible Parent Podcast, where overwhelmed families curious about naturally regulating their nervous system can find answers. I'm your host, Caylie O'Patik, and in each episode, I'll cover a topic you've been wanting to understand more about and serve as a reminder to you that everything is cyclical and connected. In this teaser, I will give you a bit of my story, why I chose to name my podcast what I did, and what you can expect when listening to future episodes. Episodes will always stay under a half an hour, purposefully giving you the most value for your commute, chore, or you time whenever you're listening. I'm bringing on brilliant heart-led guests and also hosting solo episodes, releasing new content weekly. This podcast brings the insight of that intuitive mom friend who is constantly learning how to live a more sustainable life in tune with nature's undeniable rhythms through your personal speakers. I'm here to have the tough discussions around important, even taboo topics, and to bring light to some of the hard to understand concepts in the socially responsible realm that inevitably impact your nervous system, so we can raise the next generation in a way in which they don't need decades of unlearning to heal and live out their true purpose. All right. So Why did I choose the alias of the responsible parent? Am I super responsible? Well, yes, in some ways I have been, but also many of the ways I've parented over the past decade went directly against what I was taught to be traditionally responsible. As mentioned earlier, I also have made a career out of diving into corporate social responsibility. So you see, there's a theme there for me. There are some knee jerk reactions around hearing the word responsible. So let me just give you this. Just like you go to Target for more than archery practice boards, you don't have to be a parent or even responsible to listen to my podcast. No worries, responsible is not a moral suggestion for you. The responsible parent is simply my brand's name. As an only child, I spent endless summer days gathering weeds and rocks to make medicines and potions of all sorts. I used to chat with the wind to guide me to make decisions. I then grew up to dive heavily into capitalism with a bachelor's degree and over a decade-long career in fashion. Still loving and inspired by nature, but very out of touch in the cityscapes I called home. Today, I empower others to listen to the guidance nature has for them. But titles like hippie or corporate maven only hint at my journey. So, who am I really? I am the responsible parent, planting seeds of optimism and new beginnings. From guiding young minds in yoga to leading youth ministry, I've witnessed incredible growth. Yet, my own path wasn't always smooth. Solo parenting through working high profile jobs during important years of my own self discovery, and even past life regressions opened doors to deeper, hidden truths that continued to rear their ugly heads in my behavioral patterns. Through it all, I've learned to lean most heavily on God, nature, and even my higher self, who, in her refreshing zest and fearlessness, cheekily reminds me of Jack Frost. After years of self discovery, I am ready to share this beautiful ride with other open minded parents. I'm constantly mining for the truth of how we humans and this universe really works. Join me as we explore unconditional trust, cultivate our inner fire, and discover the seeds of a better future for your lineage waiting to sprout within you. This isn't just another podcast. It's a community of growth and connection. I have a vision to expand this community with family retreats, herbal talks, children's books about their brains and nature, campfires, and so much more. I'm looking to bond with you here and in my Facebook group of like minded parents who support each other and inform these episodes. If you're interested in joining it, DM me on Instagram at The Responsible Parent or email me at theresponsibleparent.org@gmail.com. Welcome to the family. I am so grateful that we are connected.